So is there a different strategy we would have utilised with this client compared to, say, one who's a service-based client as well, rather than a physical product as such?
Yeah, I mean, it's very different. It also depends on the market. So they're in an industry that it's quite an expensive product.
Yep.
And they don't actually sell online. So it's a product where they will send you a brochure, and then one of their sales team will call you and discuss it. There's a very long lead time between them receiving an inquiry to actually fitting and installing a pool. It can be even like 2 or 3 years, because it's quite an investment for somebody.
Yeah.
So it's it's an area where they, like, when they broke their website, it wasn't a disaster at that moment because they had a pipeline, but they knew it was going to be a problem maybe in a year's time, when all of a sudden the website's hasn't been generating leads for a year, so they're going to be in a difficult position. And so it's a different setup, because, like with the surveyor example, somebody calls up or gets in touch with a surveyor because they need one now. It's very rare you go, I need a swimming pool now. It's really, that doesn't happen. This is a big investment. It's a big cost. I need to think about it. I need to, they've got an entire sales process. They've got, they can show you how your pool would look in your garden or whatever it is, So they've got a whole way of then dealing with that lead, but there's a massive lead time.
Okay.
So what we're trying to do is make sure that over time that they've got this constant pipeline coming through. And it is challenging because it's an expensive product.
Yep.
But there are ways that we deal with that and make sure that they get the good quality inquiries, because there's obviously different types of pools you can buy. You can buy high-end pools, or you can buy one of these that sits on your garden, and you buy it from Amazon, which is very different. So we don't want those leads coming through the site. We want the quality leads that they need for their type of pool.
And without going into too much detail, how do we do that?
How do we do that?
Yeah.
In terms of the leads, well, one of the areas that, it's a bit like us with Artemis, because we're trying to appeal to small, medium-sized businesses. So the messaging that we have on the site, we don't want to come across as like, oh, we're some big corporate and stuff like this. We're approachable people. We like to deal with small businesses, and the messaging, the imaging, everything has to reflect the type of client that we want. And so on a website such as this pool client, for example, the website looks very professional. The imaging is very professional. Everything looks very high quality.
Yep.
And the messaging is all about, this is an expensive product. It's a classy product. It's and just how it's presented, and the fact that, you get sent like a really nice hardback brochure and everything. It's all really well done. This isn't something you can buy online. You don't see prices for when you don't see prices for products, that they're going to be expensive, So there's lots of things like that we try and make sure that, that they get the right leads. Obviously, they're going to get leads coming through that people just want the brochure. They just want that little book, a dream of
the
getting
coffee table.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or one day maybe we can install a nice pool like this, which is fine for them, because even if in 10 years that person can afford it, like I said, it's a long lead time.
Yeah.
But it's just that messaging, the image quality, the presentation of everything. In fact, their original website was terrible, and their current website that we helped them develop over the last 2 or 3 years is much better. The quality, we kept saying we need better quality images, better quality images. We need to get that right impression across of how exclusive their product is, and where it sits in the marketplace.
Nice.